Then to find points on curve of this Bezier curve where the x values is 10, basically we are being asked to find what are the t values when xt is equivalent to 10. So we just need to solve this, and we know xt is 12t squared minus 12t plus 10. Setting this equivalent to 10, this will happen because we can cancel 10 from left and right side, and we left with 12t squared minus 12t equals to 0, guys. And common factor of 12t, here you have t minus 1. Eventually you end up having t equivalent to 0 or t equals to 1. So at these two t values, the x value is 10, and what we need to do then is that we need to find out what is y0 when t is 0. If you calculate this, you should get 4. So one of the points is 10 because x is actually 10, and then 4. This is when t is 0. Another situation is when y1, because we just calculated this, right? So this is actually, if you calculate this, you should get 0. And so the points that we're talking about, coordinates 10 and 0. And incidentally, this is actually the starting point, because this is when t is 0, and this is the terminal point or the end point, because this is when t equals to 1. Alright, for us to find the leftmost point and the highest point, now the leftmost point is about the curve to the moving sideways. Basically, we're talking about the x coordinates. Xt will be the one we're looking at, and for the highest point, we're talking about this vertical movement, and so we're talking about y. But irrespective of whether we find a leftmost point, rightmost point, and so on, we do care about getting all the necessary points first. So let's look at the start point at 0, and at 0 is 10. We know that because of here, right here. And then this is y0, this is start point is 4. So the start point is 10 and 4. And also, we just calculated not too long ago that this is actually 0, and then we do know that x1 is also 10. So this is the end point, so this is the start point, this is the end point, or the terminal point is 10, 0. Now, what we want to do now is to find the leftmost points or rightmost points or highest point, or whatever that we need to do. We just derive the xt, and in this case is 24t minus 12, and set it to 0 and find the t value, and it will be half. And then next we solve for y prime, that is, and this is if we do this is 6t squared minus 12t, and set it to 0. Now if you solve this, you will get t equals to 0 or t equals to 2. And the next thing what you need to do is, the best way I think is for us to construct a table like this, right? So we get a table like this. What we're going to do is we're going to calculate the x, y values for all the t values that we have discovered. The first one, of course, the start point and the end point, 0 and 1. And if you scan through this carefully, okay, you have half. We're going to use this. 0 is basically start point again, no other values. Now, as for 2, we know that for Bezier curve, in this condition, the t must lie within 0 and 1. And t, this is out of bounds, so we'll reject this t value. So this is basically out. We reject this. Okay, we reject this for t equals to 2. So what we're going to do now is we're going to calculate for all the x value. We already know when t equals to 0, we know the value is 10 and 4. When t equals to 1 is 10 and 0. All you need to do is just calculate for when t equals to half. Substitute this value back into the functions or the quadratic equations, xt, yt. So we're going to calculate for x half and y half here. The outcome should be, if I'm not mistaken, should be 7 and also 11/4. So then for us to find the leftmost point, it's very simple. We are looking at the smallest x value, because to leftmost of horizontal motion, the leftmost will be the smallest x value. We just scan through this, which of this is the smallest. Clearly this 7 is the smallest. So the leftmost point is therefore 7 and 11/4. And as for the rightmost point, well, we don't need to do that, but if we need to do that, we just scan this. So we find the largest x. Now, how about the highest point? We'll be talking about the y, because highest point is about a vertical movement, highest, lowest. So look for the largest value, and clearly 4 is the largest value. So therefore, the highest point is 10, 4. So irrespective, just get the start point, the terminal point, the end point, derive x, t and yt, and solve for the t values, and then build this table. Of course, taking only t values, which lies between 0 and 1.